Welcome, everyone. It's an incredible moment today. We celebrate 1 full year of Order and Power. Whether you have been with us from the start or you are just discovering this community, I want to take this moment to say thank you. Your presence, your energy, and your growth make this movement what it is today. As I read the congratulations messages coming in from or pouring in from our LinkedIn community this morning, I was struck by something profound. What started as a vision for transformation has become a movement of possibility. I remember the exact moment I knew this was bigger than me. It wasn't during one grand launch or a milestone. It was a simple message from someone who had been silently watching our journey. They said, Martin, this community saved me. For the first time, I don't feel alone in my own transformation. That is when I knew this wasn't a business, it was a movement. This isn't just about celebrating a milestone. This is about something far more important, your next chapter. As we begin today's session, I want you to take a deep breath and yourself 3 questions. Number one, where were you 1 year ago? Number two, what has changed for you? And finally, and most importantly, who will you become in the next year? Yes, I see you watching this right now, perhaps feeling that familiar January weight. Those New Year's resolutions that felt so powerful on 1st January might be starting to fade. That there will be a different year energy might be wavering too. And that's exactly why this message couldn't come at a more perfect time. When I talk about Vision 2026, I'm not talking about another resolution. I'm not talking about some distant dreams. I'm talking about March 31st, 2025. Yes, a specific date. And why? It's because transformation isn't about distant dreams. It's about what you decide to create today. Let that sink in for a moment. Now, let me share what we have learned about transformation this year. It comes down to 3 essential elements. Number one, presence. How you show up matters more than what you say. I'm sure you agree with that. And number two, frequency. Your energy determines your impact. And lastly, number three, vision, which is leading from where you are going and not where you are right now. I want you to try something. Open your eyes just for a moment and take a deep breath in and out. Feel where you are right now, your energy and your state of mind. Now imagine stepping into a version of you that is fully aligned, unstoppable, and clear. That is what we are creating today. One of our veteran leaders, Christian, captures this perfectly when he says, I had a job once. Now I have time. But what makes his story powerful? It isn't just what he gained. It is who he became. Number one, Christian shifted from what he thought he needed to do, chasing every opportunity, saying yes to every meeting, responding to every message on TikTok or on WhatsApp, whatever, to what he intentionally wanted to create. And number two, instead of needing to make 5 calls or 5 sales a day, he focused on creating genuine connections. Number three, rather than needing to attend every networking event, he built meaningful connections or relationships. Finally, and equally very important, number four, Where Christian once felt he needed to master every new business trend, he concentrated on mastering the fundamentals that truly drive results in this space. Toolkit's transformation wasn't unique or special. It came from applying the same fundamental as available to everyone in this community. Close your eyes for a moment again. Imagine waking up on a Monday morning, not just any Monday morning, but a morning where you feel completely aligned with your purpose. The sun is just beginning to rise, and with it, a deep sense of certainty and conviction fills your chest. This isn't about escaping a life you don't want. This is about stepping into the life you were meant to create and intentionally want to create. Our community isn't built on one person's journey. It's built on our shared values, hopes, and aspirations. Now, as we gather here between this year's reflections and its possibilities, I see you, the professional who looks successful on paper, but that 9 to 5 feels more like a prison than a path to freedom. The parent trying to balance it all, wondering if there is a way to be present for their family while building something meaningful. I see you, the wellness seeker who has tried almost everything but still feels disconnected from true vitality. Lastly, you, the legacy builder, I see you looking to create lasting impact beyond just financial success. Which of these people resonates most, with you? Is it number 1, 2, 3, or 4? Type that in the comments. Today holds special energy. It's not just 1 year's milestone. It's your moment to step into something bigger. The moment we've built over this year is ready to lift you forward. Right now, you have a choice. Not between success and failure, not between action and inaction, but it's a choice between settling for what you think you need and the choice for creating what you truly want. If there's one thing I know, it's this. The people who create the most powerful transformations don't wait for permission. They don't wait for the right time. They don't wait for the perfect conditions. They don't wait to make excuses. They make a choice and they make it now. Yes, they take the bull by the horns. They take total responsibility and they are fully accountable for the decisions and actions. And they own their life and their freedoms. They step into their vehicle and take the driver's seat instead of the passenger seat in their own life, in the one life they own, and they choose the direction and the destination of their journey. If this resonates with you, even just a little, don't let this moment pass. Drop Vision 2026 in the comments and let me personally welcome you into this next chapter. Let's make your next 30 days the beginning of your breakthrough story.
The email arrived on a quiet Sunday evening. You know those moments when everything is winding down. You are mindlessly clearing your inbox. Hidden in my spam folder and Gmail was something different. A simple question that would change everything. Who will you become by 2026? I almost deleted it. That question, it stopped me cold. You see, it was New Year's Eve in 2024, and I was hosting what would be my final LinkedIn community event. Everything looked perfect on paper. A thriving online community, weekly events, and people advancing their career. But as I wrapped up that last session, watching the faces of community members that I had grown to care about deeply, that persistent whisper grew louder. There had to be more impact, more transformation, more purpose. That's when I faced a choice that would change almost everything. Continue building a personal brand or commit to something bigger, building a brand community. A community built not on one's perceived person's journey, but on our shared values, hopes, aspirations. Now, as we gather here between holidays reflections in the new year 2025 and its possibilities, I see you, the professional who looks successful on par. 9 to 5 feels more like a prison than a path to freedom. I see you, the parent who is trying to balance it all, wondering if there is a way to be present for your family while building something meaningful. I see you, the wellness seeker who is tried everything but still feels disconnected from true vitality. Last but not least, I see you, the legacy builder who is looking to create lasting impact beyond just financial success. Which one of these people that I mentioned resonates with you most? Type 1, 3, or 4 in the chat. Who here is all of them? And who says none of the above? I hope you know me. There's some. Hi. Welcome, everybody. I am Martin from Aura Empower. I see those concerns weighing on your mind right now. The bills that need paying, the pressure of making ends meet, the worry about stepping away from that steady paycheck. Who doesn't like it? Everybody, I think, likes it, even if it's draining your soul. Before we dive into the how, let's address something fundamental. This is the shift from a mindset of needing something, whatever that means for you, a paycheck, or to pay your January's bills or February's. Let's shift gears here to a new mindset or perspective, to one about difference making and change, which is the wanting and creation of something new entirely, as opposed to needing something. Did I step on some toes here? Or raw nails? Type yes or no in the chat. This is where true transformation begins. In the traditional 9-to-5 work world, we operate from city, needing to make ends meet, needing to climb the ladder, needing to prove ourselves. But there is a different way. One built on wanting to create, wanting to grow, and wanting to contribute. Think about McDonald's, a 222 billion global success story. What makes it work isn't unique talents or special abilities. It's simple, duplicatable systems that anyone can learn and master. Whether you're in Tokyo, London, or New York, the same fundamental skills drive success. Here is the truth. Success comes from mastering fundamental skills through consistent practice. The secret to exponential growth is developing practiced skill mastery. That is to say, focusing on the critical few business or work activities that create 80% of your results. Let me share the 3 fundamental skills in our context that transformed my entire understanding of what is possible. Number 1, daily contact listing building and nurturing. Number 2, structured appointment setting. And last, number 3, clear vision sharing. Success isn't about special talents or grinding harder in the old system. It's about practiced skill mastery. It is to say, mastering these 3 fundamental skills that learn, and it's in the context of this lesson about vision and change to wanting and creating away from needing, like we just discussed. Let me show you how the 3 skills transform lives in predictable ways. Erin, one of our star members, remembers those exact feelings. I wasn't looking for something or to completely change. It often shares members it was. I just needed to know I would cover my views was building something better. Turning back to the 3 fundamental skills. Number 1, start with daily contact list building. She built her network. Number 2, through structured appointment setting, and created consistent opportunities. And last, number 3, by mastering clear vision sharing, she began inspiring others. Step by step, she created breathing room first, then stability, and then true freedom. One of our inspiring leaders, Christian, he came to us after 22 different ventures. Through all those moves and changes, he kept searching for a better way. I think everybody does that sometime. What he discovered transformed not just his life, but the lives of countless others by mastering these same 3 skills: daily contact building, structured appointment, vision sharing. His entire world changed. I had a job once, a long time ago. Now I have time. He loves to share with new community members. His transformation didn't come from special abilities. It came from practicing these fundamental skills day after day. The strength, flow, and focus model has transformed lives across our community. Let me explain and share how. The frame just means that both the future are not realities. They are simply tools that you can use to better operating or for living in the present. This involves altering one's perspective about time and identity. It means to prioritize the future over present constraints or some past-related stories and beliefs. Understanding your identity across time isn't just theory. It's about seeing yourself clearly across 3 dimensions. Number 1 dimension is your past story and what it taught you. Number 2, your present reality and what you are choosing now. And last, number 3, your future self and who you are becoming. One of our community members, Sylvie, came to us after 18 years of entrepreneurial business. He had tried multiple businesses, first in stability, but never lost his belief in a better future. Today, Seville shows us that your past doesn't define your future. It's about reframing your story and how you identify yourself in your mind on the canvas of identity and time. I will explain the flow. In this model, let's explain. This is where we raise the bar, which is your standards and character, or literally your bar. That is to say, number 1, belief. What you believe is possible for you. Number two, the action that aligns your vision or what you see ahead of you in terms of what you want to create. And lastly, number three, is about the results that which proves what works is achieved or you achieve or is fulfilling. This is in accordance with your beliefs and action. In other words, here, by writing the flow, we are establishing an uncomfortably high flow and filter, which enables you to go identities and goals, the relationships that no longer serve you. This is also about psychological healing, which means that this involves you letting go of past traumas, belief to create room for more growth and change, or an impossible future that also is an exciting and beyond your wildest imagination. Let me explain metaphorically. Imagine being in a dense forest when you are on the ground surrounded by trees and underbrush. It's hard to see the path forward, isn't it? That's like operating at your current best flow of your current abilities and behaviors or habits. Is like an obstacle. A decision is important, feels important. Every opportunity seems worth pursuing. When you raise your standards, when you elevate yourself above the forest, something magical happens. Suddenly, you can see the entire landscape. You spot the clearest path forward. You identify which tall trees are actually blocking your way, which will need to be addressed, like that tall gum tree to cut down with a chainsaw, or that stout baobab tree to avoid at all costs, as opposed to which underbrush you can simply walk around or ignore completely. This elevated perspective above the noise becomes your new floor, or your minimum standard for making decisions. From up here, above the forest of confusion, it's crystal clear which activities, relationships, and opportunities truly deserve your energy, which ones you can let go of. For dedicated members, Ashley shows us the power of raising standards. She evolved from scattered social media efforts to building deep, meaningful community connections. When you raise your standards to focus on the vital 20% of activities or pursuits and let go of the non-essential 80%, everything shifts. Now, let me explain focus in our frame, flow, and focus model that we're just talking about. If you have a 2x mindset, that means it is that you can keep 80% of your life right now, because 2x means you are taking the past, present, and using that to create your future. On the other hand, having a 10x mindset, opposite. You take seemingly impossible future, an exciting one, by the way, one that scares you to nuts in a good way. You let that future dictate who you are in the present, or your identity on the identity and time canvas. And because that future is so big, so impossible, it filters out almost everything. Impossible goals are intense filters. 80% or more of what you are doing right now gets filtered out by that big future. You can only keep or focus on the 20%, and you go all in, flat out on that, concentrating on a selected few goals or tasks that promise significant rewards, letting go of the lesser value or lower quality 80% of activities and distractions consuming your life in the present. This also represents an opportunity to collaborate and grow. Working with others amplifies your efforts and provides momentum to what you have, or what you are going after. Now consider Christian's journey, that trying 22 different adventures, spreading himself thin across multiple opportunities, he finally discovered the power of practiced skill mastering. By letting go of 80% of his activities and focusing intensely on just the vital few, those three fundamental skills we have just discussed earlier, He created more success than in all of his previous ventures combined. His greatest joy comes from helping others achieve the same transformation through their own practice, the skill mastery journey. He shifted from what he thought he needed to do, chasing every opportunity, saying yes to every meeting, responding to every instant message on Facebook or on TikTok, working longer hours to what he wanted to create. Instead of needing to make 5 sales a day, he focused on creating genuine connections. Rather than needing to attend every networking event, he built something meaningful, relationships that were meaningful with key community members. Where he once felt he needed to master every new business trend, he concentrated on mastering and sharing the fundamental skills that truly drive results. Through this transformation, he discovered that letting go of these perceived needs actually created space for something bigger. The opportunity to help others break free from their own need-based thinking. Step into creation-focused living. Let me share how members of our community have discovered what real freedom looks like. Not just the Instagram version, but the kind that transforms every part of life or your life. One of our veteran members, I've just mentioned, Christian, loves sharing with new members. I had a job once. Now I have time. Isn't that wonderful? But what makes his story powerful is how he uses that freedom to help others create their own transformation. Let's explore what this means through 5 key areas of radical freedom. Number 1 is time freedom. One of our dynamic community members actually discovered something powerful when she started mastering these fundamental skills. She says, I remember that first morning I didn't set an alarm. She shares with new members. I thought something was wrong. But when I realized this is what freedom really is like, but the real transformation for us wasn't about sleeping in. It was about shifting from time being dictated by external needs to being shaped by what she truly wanted to create. Instead of my calendar being filled with what I needed to do, I started asking myself what I wanted to create more of in my life. She explains. Suddenly, I was free to schedule deep work when I was most creative for my daughter's school events without rushing to a midday walk when I needed clarity. It wasn't about working less, it was actually about creating value on her own terms. Where she once needed to be available 24/7, she now chooses to dedicate focused time to what truly matters most. Where she once needed to say yes to every meeting, now she explores this as genuine connection and impact. Today, she helps others understand what time freedom isn't, but it isn't about expecting 9 to 5. It's about aligning with the highest values, what you want to create in the world. When you shift from I need to do this to want to create this, everything changes. She tells new members. That becomes a reflection of your values rather than your obligations. This is for the second area of freedom, relational freedom. When we talk about relationship, it's not just about having more time. It's about being fully present and choosing who you spend that time with. One of our dedicated members shows us how mastering these 3 fundamental skills explained earlier creates what truly matters to you. No more checking emails under the table and the dinner time, but it's just deeper. Relation freedom means surrounding yourself with people who lift you up higher, saying that it's okay to distance yourself from those who drain your energy. And Aaron shares, the most powerful shift wasn't just in how I spent my time, but in who I spent it with. I found myself naturally drawn to people who celebrated my growth and supported my vision. while gracefully stepping back from a relationship that kept me stuck in old things. Today, Aaron's part of a community where everyone cheers each other's wins, where collaboration replaces competition, and where genuine connections fuel collective growth. The third area is impact freedom. Our community member Seville demonstrated how practice skill mastery creates ripples of positive change, but not because he needed to make an impact, because it was something that called to him from deep within, an unstoppable force that simply had to be expressed. There is this moment he shares with our community when you stop asking, what do I need to make? And start feeling what wants to be created through you. Yes, please. It's like a fire in your belly that won't let you rest. You are not pursuing impact, but impact is pursuing you. Through practice, skill mastery, Seville discovered that true impact isn't about checking boxes or meeting expectations. It's about allowing that inner calling to flow freely, choosing to change because you want to. It's about recognizing your unique way of helping others. It isn't another task on your to-do list. It's natural as breathing. Today, by constantly applying these fundamental skills, he is creating transformations in other people's lives, not from a place of obligation, but from a space of pure creative joy. When you are operating from what wants to be created through you, he explains, every connection becomes meaningful, every conversation carries purpose, and every action flows from your authentic desire to contribute. This is the power of self-expanding, practiced skill mastery teamwork, where your natural impulse to create positive change aligns perfectly with the skills to make it happen. The fourth area, let me break this down for you, purpose freedom. There is a vast difference. One of our leaders, Christina, who shares with new members, between needing to find your purpose and allowing your purpose to find you. Here, later, she describes this about purpose. If this wasn't coursing through my veins, it wasn't something I felt called to create from deep within me, we wouldn't be doing it. She explains, this isn't about needing to make a difference, about being unable to hold back the difference you were born to make. Through a journey of practice skill mastery, Christina discovered that true purpose isn't something you chase or construct. It's something that always has been there, waiting to be unleashed. Like a river finding its natural course. Purpose flows when you remove the obstacles of should or need to from its path. Today, Christina shows others how to recognize the whisper of purpose that's always been there. That thing which makes their heart and their spirit soar. When you are aligned with what wants to be created through you, she shares, you don't need motivation or discipline. Your purpose pulls you forward naturally. That's the power of self-expanding practice, skill mastery, teamwork. Everyone rises together because each person is flowing with their own authentic calling, creating a symphony of purpose where every individual contribution enriches the whole. Lastly, but not least of the key areas about the value and quality of radical freedom is wellness freedom. In our drive for success, wellness often becomes something we think we need to squeeze into our already packed lives. Another item on our to-do list, another obligation to fulfill. But what if wellness wasn't something we needed to chase, but rather our natural state when we remove the obstacles blocking its expression? The shift shares Rachel, one of our wellness pioneers, wasn't realizing that wellness isn't something to achieve, it's something to allow. She discovered that when you gain freedom in other areas of your life through practice, skill mastery, your body and mind naturally seek balance. It's like your whole being knows that what it needs. when you stop operating from scarcity and start creating from abundance. This isn't about needing to follow another diet or forcing yourself to meditate. It's about creating space for your natural vitality to emerge. When you are no longer constantly reacting to external demands, your inner wisdom can guide you towards what truly nourishes you, body, mind, and spirit. That's what real wellness freedom looks like. Leads us perfectly into our next topic, where we'll explore how this transformation unfolds across every dimension of well-being. I'll talk about the wellness revolution. When our community members master the 3 fundamental skills, something magical happens with their well-being. It's not about having more time or resources. It's about becoming whole in every area of life. About being part of a larger evolution in how we approach wellness in our world. Here's a question for you. When was the last time you felt truly energized? Chat if you are ready to transform your vitality. The first dimension of wellness is physical wellness. This is not about perfect diets or punishing workout routines. It's about creating sustainable energy for the life you want to build. Our members discover how to, number 1, sustain natural energy levels that show purposeful action. Number 2, create vitality that powers meaningful contribution. Number 3, design systems that support long-term health. And last, number 4, make choices that benefit both personal and planetary well-being. When you are not exhausted from juggling everything, when you have systems that work, your energy transforms, shares Ashley. I discovered vitality I never knew I had. When you are no longer exhausted from constant hustle, you can actually focus on what truly nourishes you and your planet. From choosing eco-friendly products to reducing carbon footprints, our community shows how personal health and environmental sustainability naturally align. Today, Ashley helps others create the same vitality. Now, the second dimension of our wellness is mental wellness or mental health. In our digital world, mental clarity is more precious than gold. The biggest shift shares Erin with new members was moving from constant overwhelm to crystal clarity. Our community demonstrates how to firstly transform overwhelming information into crystal clarity. Secondly, creates sacred space for creativity and vision. Third, develop digital wellness practices that protect your mental space. And lastly, practice mindfulness that grounds you in purpose. Consciousness is about having the mental space to think bigger, to create, to envision possibilities. Erin continues. Moving from constant digital overwhelm to intentional connection, both with myself as well as the universe changed everything. This isn't just about reducing screen time. It's about using technology purposefully to enhance rather than to drain your mental energy. The third dimension of our wellness is social wellness. The future of commerce is social, but more importantly, the future of wellness is communal. As Christian often says, these aren't just businesses or relationships. They are long-term bonds built on trust and mutual growth. In our community, we are creating, number 1, genuine connections that transcend traditional networking. Number 2, personalized support systems that understand your unique journey. And number 3, collective or collaborative spaces where everyone rises together. Last but not least, communities that celebrate sustainable success. We are showing how business building and authentic connections aren't at odds. They are perfectly aligned when you are no longer operating from scarcity. disclose the fourth dimension of well-being or health, that is financial wellness. This isn't about making money, it's about creating sustainable abundance that benefits all. Seville's Gen demonstrates this perfectly. It's not about quick wins, it's about building systems that create lasting stability. Our approach at Aura Empower includes, first, building systems for lasting financial stability and creating ethical revenue streams that serve others. Third, developing sustainable business models that respect our planet. Last, making choices that align profit with purpose. As one of our leaders shares, when your financial decisions flow from what you want to create rather than what you need to survive, you naturally build something sustainable. Now, the fourth dimension of well-being we value is professional wellness. Success without fulfillment is failure. One of our leaders often reminds us. Work becomes something different when it is aligned with your deepest values. This is our community means, number one, creating impact that matters to you and the world. Number two, building a legacy through sustainable practices. And number three, contributing to solutions for global challenges. Last but not least, number four, innovating in ways that serve both people and the planet. And sixth dimension of health is we value environmental wellness, whether it's creating a workspace that inspires or products that protect our planet. Wellness extends everything to everything around us. This essential dimension includes making conscious choices about our environmental impact. Second, creating and promoting sustainable solutions. Third, supporting eco-friendly innovations and practices. Fourth, building businesses that respect planetary boundaries. Whether it's creating products that protect our planet, or making choices that reduce carbon footprint, shares one of our environmental champions. Every decision is an opportunity to contribute a healthier world. Now, our seventh and last dimension of health, or we value, is digital wellness. In our connected world, digital wellness has become crucial in, number one, managing technology to save rather than to drain you. Creating boundaries that protect your energy, number two. Number three, using digital tools mindfully and purposefully. And number four, building authentic online connections. Needless to say, our body and mind breath connection as holistic wellness means we value the seventh dimension of well-being as primal and integral to existence itself. We value spiritual wellness. This isn't about a particular belief. It's about connecting with something bigger than yourself. Our community shows how serving others creates profound meaning, the purpose that transcends individual success. Wellness isn't just about feeling good today, it's about building a foundation for the future. It's about creating a life so aligned with your values that it becomes a legacy in itself. And that's where we are headed next, because the greatest gift of wellness is how it enables you to give impact. It's the one thing you would want your legacy to include. That's a question for you. Type it in the chat. Type the answer in the chat. Let's plant the seeds of that vision together. At convention, our convention 2024, something electric happened. Standing amid thousands of transformed lives, we witnessed the power of self-expanding practice, the skill, mastery, teamwork in action. One of our leaders shared something that touched the entire room. Look, and here he presents countless others whose lives have been touched. We wouldn't be here if Everyone wasn't winning. Every decision you make today is shaping your legacy, whether you are aware of it or not. Legacy isn't something that begins at the end of your journey. It's something happening right now in every choice you make, every relationship you nurture, every value you live by. Growth happens when you move out of your comfort zone and make decisions that make your arms sweat. It's when you push back against the doubts that say you are too ordinary, too late, or too small to make a difference. That's where legacy begins. Our member Ashley, who once worried about adding one more thing to her schedule, now leads a community that transformed hundreds of lives. Brandon shifted from digital first strategies to building deep personal connection through in-person gatherings. Their willingness to adapt didn't just transform their business, it created a ripple effect that strengthened their entire community. Take Severe's journey, 15 years of entrepreneurial setbacks, facing instability and self-doubt. He found not just financial stability, but a purpose-driven mission to empower others. Today, his legacy is one of leadership and resilience, impacting people he may never have met. Think about that. Now, let's pause for a moment. Close your eyes and reflect on this question. Who will you become in 2026? Think about what success means for you, not just in terms of achievements, but in terms of the person you want to create or the values you want to embody. Write down number 1. 3 thoughts you need to embrace to feel and become the version of you, this version of you. And number 2, 3 emotions that must guide your actions. And number 3, the 3 beliefs that must anchor you or your conviction. Last, number 4, 3 decisions that must define your actions starting today. Here is the beautiful thing about legacy. It's not something you need to build alone. It's something that was to be created through you, supported by a community that shares your values, vision. As one of our leaders, Christina, often shares, this wasn't coursing through my veins. If this wasn't something I felt called to create from the depth of my being, we wouldn't be doing it. Here is your next step we recommend in learning more. The Sunday Aura Empower Experience. Every Sunday, our community comes together in a space where authenticity and learning flourish. Here you'll find number 1, members sharing their genuine wellness journeys across 7 transformation aisles. Number 2, real experiences with wellness solutions that have changed lives. And number 3, the power of practiced skill mastery in action through community learning. And number 4, a welcoming environment for trusted guests to experience our community. Natural conversations about creating sustainable transformation begin. Everything shifted when I joined these sessions, Ashley shares. Not because anyone was selling anything, there was none of that. Instead, I discovered a community genuinely sharing their experiences, supporting each other's growth and mastering fundamental skills together. Through daily contact, name list building, structured appointments, authentic vision sharing, I learned how natural and enjoyable building a relationship could be. The weekly sessions became my foundation for practiced skill mastery. This experience isn't about another meeting or webinar. It's a genuine gathering where, number 1, community members openly share what's working in their wellness journeys. Number 2, you will learn and practice the fundamental skills through real examples. And number 3, natural connections form as people share their authentic experiences. Number 4, trusted guests are welcome into meaningful conversations. Number 5, your growth is supported by a genuine community wisdom. What impressed me most, says Erin, was that nobody was trying to sell anything. It was all about authentic sharing and learning from each other. Every week, I saw how members were naturally applying practice skill mastery in their lives. Their approach was so genuine and yet so impactful. Start your week with authentic connection and growth at the Aura Empower experience, where your transformation happens through genuine community support. Join us this Sunday to experience what makes our community special. Whether you are someone who simply loves discovering personalized wellness solutions, or you are interested in building a business through sharing what you love, you'll find your place here. Most of our community members started as people who found their personalized path to wellness through our solutions. Some choose to remain dedicated to their personal journey or wellness journey, forming the heart of our community. Naturally evolve into business builders or business leaders, inspired by their own transformation to share with others. Like the stories we've just shared, both paths are equally valued and celebrated in our community. The link below in the chat to join our next session. We recommend, if you like, a guest who would value authentic community connection, whether they're interested in personalized wellness or business building. They will find genuine support here at the Aura Empower experience. Now, let me introduce the Wellness Warrior Toolkit. This isn't just another wellness guide. This is your personal roadmap to holistic transformation. Having these insights changed everything, Erin reviews. The deepest understanding of holistic wellness and energy medicine and a new perspective on well-being. Inside your toolkit, you discover first, a comprehensive guide to understanding mind, body, and spirit connection. Second, the transformative insights into every energy medicine and its potential. And third, an enlightening 7-day wellness challenge for you. I hope you love challenges. Now, fourth, energy-aware personal branding insights. And fifth, daily wellness wisdom for sustainable transformation through personalized or personal stories, such as that of the journey from rural roots to empowerment, and through which you will gain new perspectives, understanding of your own wellness journey. Personal branding, if you like, there's some insights there. Now, download your toolkit or the Wellness Warrior Toolkit now to deepen your understanding of holistic wellness. Join a movement that recognizes true well-being comes from deeper insights into every aspect of your being. Now, through complementary vision breakthrough consultation, which I'll talk about shortly, picture your most audacious vision for 2026. Imagine having an experienced guide, someone who has helped hundreds transform their similar visions into reality, dedicating their full attention to your unique journey. We are offering a select number of complimentary breakthrough consultations because we believe in the power of one meaningful conversation to change everything. This is your opportunity to, number one, share your unique story and vision. Number two, gain clarity on your path forward. Discover hidden opportunity. Number four, access insights from those who have succeeded. Remember Christina's and Christian's journey? After 22 different ventures, one conversation initiated their breakthrough. That consultation opened my eyes to possibilities I hadn't even considered. Christian shares. Having someone truly listen and understand my vision made all the difference. It's a consultation. You will explore number one, your unique strength and natural advantages. Number two, explore clear steps toward your vision. And number three, opportunities aligned with your goals. So your goals. Others may have used to create success is the other advantage. This is where clarity emerges. Possibilities become visible. Your path becomes clear. Your potential finds direction. Your future takes shape. I was hesitant to accept a free consultation, shares Rachel, now one of our community leaders. Wondered what the catch was, but that conversation turned out to be priceless. It wasn't about selling anything. It was about seeing possibilities I hadn't even imagined. Because we dedicate significant time to each person. We can only offer a limited number of consultations each week. They tend to fill up quickly. Reserve your consultation now. Choose a time that works for you in the calendar. Share what matters most to you. Prepare for genuine insights. Experience what's possible. This conversation could be the turning point you've been seeking all along. Why not discover what's possible? Reserve your consultation. This conversation showed me what's possible, actually shares. 1 hour of genuine insight changed my perspective entirely. Christian shared. The clarity was invaluable. Seville shared. And for those ready to turn their insights or these insights into immediate action to create unstoppable momentum while being supported every step of the way, we have something extraordinary happening right now. It's the 12-week fast-track transformation challenge. Speaking of transformation, something powerful is already in motion. Our 12-week fast-track transformation challenge, which began in December 2024, is creating extraordinary breakthroughs. Through 12 focused Zoom sessions, the private, our challenges are experiencing what's possible when you apply practice skill mastery with consistent support. I never thought transformation would happen this fast, shares Maria, one of our current challenges. Each week builds on the last, and having pre-booked sessions creates the perfect balance of accountability and support. The momentum is incredible. She shares. Each week of the challenges brings to you, number one, focused skill mastery development. Number two, real-time breakthrough celebrations. We celebrate a lot. And number three, community accountability, which is very important, to bolster your own personal accountability. Number four, practical application of fundamental skills, which we've just been talking about. And then measurable progress tracking. We have to track progress so you know where you're going. Well, we started in December. We are considering extending the challenge to align with the first quarter of the calendar year, which ends in March. This means you will start having an opportunity to join this transformation journey now. And the key to the challenge's success is our pre-booked Zoom sessions, ensuring you have dedicated time for growth and support. These spots are limited by design to maintain the quality of interaction and support. If you are ready to, number one, fast track your transformation. Number two, master fundamental skills with direct support. And number three, join a committed group of action takers. And number four, if you are prepared to create momentum right now, that carries you forward. And number five, to secure your spot in the challenge now if you want to. will help you catch up on any sessions you've missed and integrates you into our supportive community of challengers. Book your challenge interview. The challenge structure is exactly what I needed, shares Thomas, a current participant. Having regular sessions pre-booked means transformation isn't just a goal. It's becoming my reality week after week. As we witness these transformations unfolding week after week in our challenge, one truth becomes crystal clear. When you combine the right support, structure, and skills with committed action, extraordinary things happen. And speaking of extraordinary, looking around the virtual room, I see future leaders. I see people ready to transform, but not just their own lives, but the lives of others too. I see you. Like Ashley discovered, everything changes when you take that first step. Like Christina and Christian found after 22 ventures. The right path makes all the difference. Like Seville demonstrated, mastering these fundamental skills creates ripples that touch countless lives. Type ready in the chat right now if you are prepared to write your own chapter, your next chapter. Our team is ready and standing by to support you every step of the way. Remember, you are the architect of your freedom, the champion of your wellness, the anchor of your legacy. Don't let another moment pass without taking action. Together, we are not just building success, we are creating a legacy that will impact generations. Let's make Vision 2026 not just a goal, but a reality we create together. The only question is, are you ready to begin?
Welcome, everyone. It's an incredible moment today. We celebrate 1 full year of Order and Power. Whether you have been with us from the start or you are just discovering this community, I want to take this moment to say thank you. Your presence, your energy, and your growth make this movement what it is today. As I read the congratulations messages coming in from or pouring in from our LinkedIn community this morning, I was struck by something profound. What started as a vision for transformation has become a movement of possibility. I remember the exact moment I knew this was bigger than me. It wasn't during one grand launch or a milestone. It was a simple message from someone who had been silently watching our journey. They said, Martin, this community saved me. For the first time, I don't feel alone in my own transformation. That is when I knew this wasn't a business, it was a movement. This isn't just about celebrating a milestone. This is about something far more important, your next chapter. As we begin today's session, I want you to take a deep breath and yourself 3 questions. Number one, where were you 1 year ago? Number two, what has changed for you? And finally, and most importantly, who will you become in the next year? Yes, I see you watching this right now. perhaps feeling that familiar January weight, those New Year's resolutions that felt so powerful on 1st January might be starting to fade. And that there will be a different year energy might be wavering too. And that's exactly why this message couldn't come at a more perfect time. When I talk about Vision 2026, I'm not talking about another resolution. I'm not talking about some distant dreams. I'm talking about March 31st, 2025. Yes, a specific date. And why? It's because transformation isn't about distant dreams. It's about what you decide to create today. Let that sink in for a moment. Now, let me share what we have learned about transformation this year. It comes down to three essential elements. Number one, presence. How you show up matters more than what you say. I'm sure you agree with that. And number two, frequency. Your energy determines your impact. And lastly, number three, vision, which is leading from where you are going and not where you are right now. I want you to try something. Open your eyes just for a moment and take a deep breath in and out. Feel where you are right now, your energy and your state of mind. Now imagine stepping into a version of you that is fully aligned, unstoppable, and clear. That is what we are creating today. One of our veteran leaders, Christian, captures this perfectly when he says, I had a job once. Now I have time. But what makes his story powerful? It isn't just what he gained. It is who he became. Number one, Christian shifted from what he thought he needed to do, chasing every opportunity, saying yes to every meeting, responding to every message on TikTok or on WhatsApp, whatever, to what he intentionally wanted to create. And number two, instead of needing to make 5 calls or 5 sales a day, he focused on creating genuine connections. Number three, rather than needing to attend every networking event, he built meaningful connections or relationships. Finally, and equally very important, number four, where Christian once felt he needed to master every new business trend, he concentrated on mastering the fundamentals that truly drive results in this space. Christian's transformation wasn't unique or special. It came from applying the same fundamental as available to everyone in this community. Close your eyes for a moment again. Imagine waking up on a Monday morning, not just any Monday morning, but a morning where you feel completely aligned with your purpose. The sun is just beginning to rise, and with it, a deep sense of certainty and conviction fills your chest. This isn't about escaping a life you don't want. This is about stepping into the life you were meant to create and intentionally want to create. See, our community isn't built on one person's journey. It's built on our shared values, hopes, and aspirations. Now, as we gather here between this year's reflections and its possibilities, I see you, the professional who looks successful on paper, but that 9 to 5 feels more like a prison than a path to freedom. The parent trying to balance it all, wondering if there is a way to be present for their family while building something meaningful. I see you, the wellness seeker, who has tried almost everything but still feels disconnected from true vitality. Lastly, you, the legacy builder, I see you looking to create lasting impact beyond just financial success. Which of these people resonates most with you? Is it number 1, 2, 3, or 4? Type that in the comments. Today holds special energy. It's not just 1 year's milestone, it's your moment to step into something bigger. The moment we've built over this year is ready to lift you forward. Right now, you have a choice, not between success and failure, not between action and inaction, but it's a choice between settling for what you think you need and the choice for creating what you truly want. If there's one thing I know, it's this. The people who create the most powerful transformations don't wait for permission. They don't wait for the right time. They don't wait for the perfect conditions. They don't wait to make excuses. They make a choice and they make it now. Yes, they take the bull by the horns. They take total responsibility and they are fully accountable for the decisions and actions. And they own their life and their freedoms. They step into their vehicle and take the driver's seat instead of the passenger seat in their own life, in the one life they own, and they choose the direction and the destination of their journey. If this resonates with you, even just a little, don't let this moment pass. Drop Vision 2026 in the comments and let me personally welcome you into this next chapter. Let's make your next 30 days the beginning of your breakthrough story.